All right, so for this video, we're going to install and configure the AWS CLI command line interface onto a Red Hat Linux instance, EC2 instance. So I'm already connected to my instance via this SSH client, PuTTY. So that's what we use to connect into it. So I'm already there. Now I'm going to install the AWS CLI, basically the zip file containing the install. We're going to curl it in. Okay. And now we're going to unzip it. Into the directory that we just downloaded it. And to make sure that it's actually installed, we're going to run a sudo command. Basically, it grants permissions to the users, like write permissions to the directory. Sorry. So now that we've done that, we can confirm that there's an AWS CLI by just asking for the version of it. And there we have it. It's the same one that we downloaded. If we go back to the beginning. Oops. Never mind, but it's basically was the Linux 4.14. Okay, so now that we have that installed, we can also verify, to further verify that it works, we can just ask for like the man page, the help for it. And there you have it, which means that it's installed because it's given us the commands. And for more commands, we're going to quit this. For more commands, we can actually go here. AWS does a great job of documenting everything. So if you just go to the docs, CLI reference, or you can just Google the CLI reference docs, and it'll bring you here, and you give just pretty much all these different types of commands. So this is for IAM, and you can choose different ones based on what service you're working with or what you're trying to do. Also, they have good instructions on how to connect to your instance, whether it's via PuTTY, Windows RDP, just different ways to connect to it based on what OS you're using. So they do a great job of showing everything. So now that we've installed it, we're going to configure our, we're going to connect basically our CLI to our AWS account. Sorry, why am I having such a hard time right now? So in order to do that, we need to go into IAM roles here and select the user. That's us. Okay. And in order to do that, we're going to need a few things. We're going to need the access key ID, and then the secret key, default region, and default output format. So we already see customer. So this is our policy. That's our JSON right here. That's what it's going to look like in our CLI. And we have to configure it. So our This is our ID. This is the access key that we're going to use. Okay. Now it's asking us for the secret key. The region is West 2. Usually that's Oregon. Default output, we want JSON. So now that we configured that, let's see what our user list looks like. Just as in here, right? AWS student. So there we have our policies. We can just see that it's already there. So it's been successfully downloaded. The same JSON policy that we see in here is now within our instance. So we installed the CLI and configured it onto our Red Hat EC2 instance. And then we also downloaded the JSON policies onto our local machine. So that wraps it up. Again, this is where you can go and figure it out, how to install different ways on different OS systems. Basically, this is what I did. I used the PuTTY to SSH into the instance. So, okay, that's it for this one.